This YCN special is brought to you by Beltate's Building Product Specialist. No matter the projects, their experts will get you the materials you need. Baba's Bar and Grill. Baba's has all your favorites and much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Ledyard National Bank. Plan well, live well. New London Recreation. And by Sunapee Recreation.
Welcome to the 94th Annual Hospital Days, celebrating 100 years of service to our region by the New London Hospital. Coming up is this year's parade, appropriately themed, Reflections of Our Community. With today's parade, we'll celebrate those 100 years of both the hospital and our community.
Welcome to your coverage of the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade. I'm Abby Peel alongside Lynn Solomon, and we're so excited for yet another year of the Hospital Days Parade here. We have the Midway with all the rides per usual. Tomorrow will be the triathlon, pancake breakfast. Unfortunately, the van last night was rained out, but just so many fun things happening this weekend as always.
Absolutely, lots of new things. King Arthur Flower Truck is here. You can get cookies, which all that money goes donated to the hospital.
Oh, that's
which
great.
Is terrific.
That's great.
Awesome cookies. Lots of new vendors on the green. And like you said, all the old favorites. Triathlon, Midway, pancake breakfast, it's all here.
And I think the best part about the parade this year is the theme. We're celebrating the last 100 years of New London Hospital, so we're very excited for that. Coming up next is CEO and President of New London Hospital, Bruce King.
Welcome to the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade. Since I joined New London Hospital as President and CEO in 2003, I've always been impressed with the community pride and support on display during this annual event. So many individuals put in long hours behind the scenes to bring this parade to Main Street, and I do my best to thank them all personally. I want to take this opportunity to thank our lead sponsors, Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, Chadwick Funeral Services, Newton Bartlett Funeral Home, League of New Hampshire Craftsmen, and the New London Historical Society. Thanks to your generosity and support, once again, for the 94th time, we celebrate all of our community efforts together. Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce. Today's parade is the biggest one for any hospital days with 100 entries. Now we hear from the two ladies that put this all together, Heather McCarthy and Judy Sheehan.
This year's parade is going to be fabulous. We're having the 100th anniversary of the hospital.
Yes.
And we're looking back at 100 years of New London and the area's history as it relates to the hospital and its history. It's going to be wonderful. Heather, you want to say more about it?
We've tried to incorporate a little bit of the nostalgia of hospital days gone by. We've had some old organizations return to the parade this year. We've had some new ones join in. We are happy to pay tribute to Tommy DePaula, who will be our Grand Marshal this year. We are super excited about that. We have the grandchildren of Sandy Busso-Odell, who will be carrying banners depicting Tommy's book jackets in the parade this year. We also have some nostalgia with the tribute to King Ridge and John McKenna, who has graciously donated thousands of King Ridge wooden coins that have been hiding in his attic.
Perfect. We're going to go back through 100 years. The parade is going to start with turn of the century area, and we're going to go back through 100 years of the area's history. Each decade is going to have a little bit of attention to it in the parade. We're going to have things from the 1920s all the way through the 21st century. And looking into the future. It really is, as Heather said, a great way to see the nostalgia of the area, but also for relative newcomers such as myself, we get to see how rich and beautiful the history of this town is. So we're both really excited. We've gotten so much community participation. We have 100 entrants, which was
our goal.
Yeah, that was our goal for the 100th anniversary, and we have so many people in the community who have just gone all out for this parade. I think the hospital can't thank people enough for their excitement and the anticipation of having a great parade this year.
We've had Colonial Pharmacy joins us this year, along with Mount Sunapee is here with a gondola being towed by a Jeep.
Exactly.
We have, let's see what else.
New Hampshire Kittens.
Oh, New Hampshire Kittens will pay tribute to Maud Swift, who was the original cat lady of New London.
Yeah.
So they will be participating with us this year. We also have an old favorite returning is Leaping Lena.
Yep.
So she will make her presence through the streets of New London during the parade this year.
We have the drummers, the village drum from Sunapee. They're going to join us with a fabulous float full of drummers. We've got some great music, I think, throughout the parade. We got beautiful streaming banners. It's just going to be great. It's going to be a great day.
And those banners will touch on decades of milestones throughout the area. We have when electricity came to New London, when New London went to war, when the hospital changed locations. A couple of times we have that.
Yeah. King Ridge, we show the interstate coming through, you know, for better or worse. But a little tribute to Buckland Beach. We've got the ice storm of 1998, which so many people remember. And I think my personal favorite is the banner we have showing the town's celebration of its bicentennial in 1979.
The Kidder, yes, and the Kidder family has graciously allowed us to include many of the vehicles that they keep in the Ice House Museum. So we are very thankful to them for the time and effort they've put into coordinating where each of those pieces are going to fit into the decades lineup.
Yep.
And of course, we can't forget New London Hospital. They are they have fashioned a huge birthday cake as their float to celebrate the 100th anniversary. And this year we are actually including a banner to honor our medical staff. And we are also acknowledging the opening of the Newport Health Center in the 1990s.
Yep. It's going to be good.
Thanks, ladies, for making this day possible. 100 and more units this year, the biggest one yet, and we definitely appreciate it. Coming up next, hear from our community-minded businesses. We'll be back.
YCN and Explore bring you 10 weeks of fun days. Every Monday, we'll be giving away tickets to the Polar Caves, a Last Chair restaurant certificate, a play all-day package at Mount Sunapee, which includes the aerial challenge, miniature golf, disc golf, chairlift rides, airbag jumps, climbing wall, and a dip in the lake. To enter, go to our YCN Now website and click on Fun Days Giveaway and fill in the info. It's easy. To learn more about these great attractions, watch Explore every day at 7:30 a.m. on YCN.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
Welcome back to the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade. I'm Lynn Solomon, joined by Abby Peel.
Welcome to the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade, celebrating 100 years of New London Hospital. I'm Abby Peel, alongside Kearsarge Chronicle host Lynn Solomon. We're excited to have you here and celebrate this great day.
Great anniversary for New London Hospital, starting off with the New London Police Department.
And they always seem to talk over us or a little louder than us, so we will let them do their thing. But we're so thankful for the New London Police Department for all they do year-round, but especially here today and for this weekend, keeping everyone extra safe, for all the detail, and for especially being in the parade.
Absolutely, and I think we've got our youngest recruit coming up the side there, waving to the crowd.
We're really thankful for all that they do, and this is the first full year that they have a canine, which has been really great, and he's doing some demonstrations later today at 3:30 and 4:30, so pay attention to that. But thank you for New London Police Department for being part of the parade and also for keeping our town very, very safe all year long. And we're also very excited to have the New Hampshire State Police Motorcycle Unit. I think this is one of the first times they've ever been part of the parade, and we're really excited to have them. And I'm just impressed with the whole motorcycle unit, I think.
Absolutely, to be able to do that turn right around that small space is impressive.
I know, it's something I couldn't be able to do, and of course, we have the New London Police Department on bikes, which you see them a lot during this weekend, and we thank them again for their service.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the Hospital Days Parade. This is the 94th annual, celebrating 100 years of New London Hospital. We're going to take you from the start of the 100 years ago and up to modern day. So we'll take you along the decades. A lot of great parts of history that we're going to talk about today, and we will bring you all of that coverage. We have the American Legion, New London, Post 40. We love having the color guard part of the parade every single year.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Cheers for you. It's 100 years for you as well.
It's 1919.
Well, happy birthday to you as well. it's always a great tradition to have them part of every service and different event around the town, but especially here today in the parade. We love having them here.
And next we have our Grand Marshal of the parade, Tommy DePola.
I know, if you don't know Tommy DePola, then I don't think you've lived in New London long enough. But he is our Grand Marshal this year. We're really excited to have him. And he's being accompanied by 2 nurses from New London Hospital, Janice Peck and Kara Burns.
Yes, and they're in a car driven by George Carlucci, who started his medical career right here at New London Hospital.
And there's so many different parts of the parade today that really encompass the hospital into each float. So we're really excited to bring you all of that. And we have a lot of great kids walking behind with different Tommy DePaula books, which is great.
Donald Hall up next, remembering him, former poet laureate and Wilmot resident, passed away this year. Certainly is a wonderful tribute to our area, followed by the judges.
We're so thankful for the judges. It would not be possible to have them, and we will learn more about all the awards that they gave later today. Mm-hmm. Coming up next is the New London Historical Society. We love having them, and we're thankful this year to have Kenny Patton and his oxen, and they're great. They're Kenny Carey, sorry. Kenny Carey, how dare I?
This wagon is typically in front of the New London Historical Society, and we've got Dr. Anna Littlefield, one of the founders of New London Hospital.
And moving right along, we're going to start to the turn of the century now. So starting in the Low Plain in the 20th century. And this is close to where the Lake Sunapee Country Club is today, located right off Route 11. And this banner reflects the lovely view of Kearsarge through the fields. And I would say that is exactly true.
Absolutely. Carried by Marlena Schrader and Bill Mayer.
And then another great nonprofit we have in this area is called the Road to Independence from Goshen, New Hampshire, and they provide pre-vocational training for individuals with physical and mental challenges, and they march in today's parade with 2 donkeys pulling a cart, which I think is great, even dressed up, and the Road to Independence provides a host of equine, agricultural, and other programs, and today they recall an earlier time before cars ruled the road. That was a time.
And here we have electricity finally in 1916. Electricity comes to New London. Look at those old electrical wires. Those are terrific.
It's a great part to remember what life may be like back in the 1916s when electricity was first coming to town.
And carried by the Frankenwich kids. Thank you. Now we have New London Hospital's got their banner right there. New London Hospital opens and Whipple Hall is dedicated. And there are Judy and Heather. Thank you both for organizing this awesome parade.
They are the ones behind today's parade, and we're very thankful for them. And as you'll see here, 1918 is when Whipple Hall was dedicated to the town, now the host of the New London Rec Department and the New London Police Station.
And here comes New London Hospital.
Out in full force, celebrating 100 years. Thank you for all of your service and all you do to keep us well.
And Bruce King, CEO of New London Hospital, along with Sally Patton, Chief Nursing Officer at New London Hospital, carrying that banner. Thank you so much. And here's some of the fine staff at New London Hospital in their purple shirts. And now they are the winner of the most creative float. Coming is the giant-sized birthday cake with 100 candles on it.
Very fitting, considering we are celebrating 100 years of New London Hospital, and we thank them for coming out in full force today in their necklaces and T-shirts. And celebrating 100 years, and congratulations again for being most creative.
Most
It's a great
creative
award, and those, like we talked about earlier, the judges are the ones that decide who wins the couple awards.
That is a great float. The giant-sized birthday cake.
The giant is very fitting for what we have going on today. And then we have of course, New London Ambulance Service, which coincides with New London Hospital. Again, someone who is a little bit louder than you and I.
We'll let them be louder than us.
You're right.
So next is the Heidelberg Lodge, number 92, Todd Westward and Mark Moran carrying the banner for the Oddfellows, Lodge 92. They were organized in 1895 and is one of New London's oldest fraternal organizations.
It's really great, and we're great to have them in this year's parade, and great to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you. Now look at this old fire truck.
Well, this is a 1926 fire truck driven by Dave Kidder himself, and he has a lot of cars and wonderful antiques in here today and every year, and some of his grandchildren on a top, which is great to see.
Yes, go visit the Ice House Museum if you haven't already. You can see lots of great replicas like this one, which actually still works.
And then it's the old meets new. We have the current New London fire truck behind us, and they are throwing out candy as always. And they always have a lot of fun little faces in the windows as well.
Mm-hmm. That's engine number 2. Let's take a short break from this 94th Annual Hospital Day Parade action for a few messages from the businesses that have made today's coverage possible.
YCN and Explore bring you 10 weeks of fun days. Every Monday, we'll be giving away tickets to the Polar Caves, a Last Chair restaurant certificate, a play all day package at Mount Sunapee, which includes the aerial challenge, miniature golf, disc golf, chairlift rides, airbag jumps, climbing wall, and a dip in the lake. To enter, go to our YCN Now website and click on Fun Days Giveaway and fill in the info. It's easy. To learn more about these great attractions, watch Explore every day at 7:30 a.m. on YCN.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back to the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade. I'm Abby Peel, joined by my co-host, Lynn Solomon.
Okay, 1929 Model A Woody Wagon.
And it wouldn't be the Hospital Days Parade without having this car. The Kidder family has it in every single year, and we're so happy to have it back year after year. It's great to see them in such a beautifully maintained car.
Look at the wood on that. It's gorgeous.
It's about to be 100 years old in just 11 years.
Yes.
Now, another great nonprofit in our area is the New Hampshire Kitten Rescue, based in New London. It's a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to rehoming kittens that come from not just this region, but all over the East Coast, including high kill shelters in the South. Their float faithfully pays tribute to Maud Swift, the original cat lady of New London. Maud's famous cat home now resides at the New London Historical Society, and there's some cute swag coming off of that float too. Can you say rubber ducky kitties? I've never seen such a thing, but I love everybody, and we appreciate you being part of this year's float.
Thanks for all you do, New Hampshire Kittens. Comes another 1929 vehicle. This one is a 1929 fire truck owned by Richard Osborne of Osborne's Marine, and it's actually a pumper truck. This one actually does pump water.
And I just love that bright cherry red fire truck color. It's just so amazing, and we love having this fire truck come back year after year. It's really amazing to see.
The Garden Club is next. The first flower show in New London was held in 1934 as we enter the 1930s. Jackie Hudkins and Elizabeth Gattner carry a banner commemorating this first flower show in 1934. And then Roxy Hudkins and Nora Gattner are giving out candy. Thanks, ladies.
And then we head to 1938 when there was a big hurricane that blew through this region. Quite an amazing part of history. And New London lost electricity for 3 days, but even more than that, over 20 million feet of lumber and 10,000 cords of wood were leveled in town. For months, Messer Pond and Otter Pond were used as storage basins for thousands of saw logs that couldn't be cut immediately. Total loss exceeded $100,000. That was quite a sum in 1938.
It's a lot of money back then, yes, and followed by the 1930 Ford Model A Deluxe Roadster.
Beautiful.
Driven by Ed Henderson.
And thanks for coming up from Massachusetts. Glad to see you.
Here's the barn.
You can't go wrong with the Hospital Days Parade and not have the New London Barn Playhouse as they celebrate the 1930s with the current production, 42nd Street. Very fitting this time of year. We're happy to have them here for the summer.
And now we're going into the 1940s. We're going to war. So we've got Nathan Sheehan and Felix Stith carrying a banner reflecting this New London's participation in World War II. And we've got Lila Sheehan as Rosie the Riveter. As the banner shows, New London remembered its citizens who served in the war with photos in the old pharmacy's window.
And now we're thankful to have Courtney Heath from Northeast towing the Ice House Museum's 1941 wartime Jeep. It's incredible to see that.
And the U.S. Navy's being represented as well. Thank you so much for your service, commemorating World War II. And the New London Fire Department ladder number 3, making its annual appearance.
So now we're going to move into the next decade here, the 1940s, the school day banner. Marin Westwood, Gina Crendel, and Vivian May carry an image of the beautiful mural that graced the cinder walls of the New London School Building. Built in the 1940s, the school building was demolished this very year. Fortunately, the beautiful mural was saved and currently resides at the Ice House Museum, while the school's cupola will form the basis of the new public park that will be opening later this month in town.
And look at that 1947 Mercury Woody station wagon, owned by Jim Messenger. Thank you.
Now, the Outing Club holds a dear place in my heart. Not only am I a board member, but also a former Outing Club athlete as a child. And congratulations to them. They won the Most Spirited Award this year. The Outing Club was first organized in 1947 to provide recreational opportunities for area young people, a mission it carries out today. And congratulations to Sumner and Joe Woodward, whose timeless work on behalf of the New London Outing Club is one of the many contributions to the area that formed the basis of the third of a Century Service Award presented to them this past spring.
They have helped many kids get out and get sporting over the years.
We're so thankful to still have the Outing Club here today and the work of Sumner and Joe Woodward.
Leapin' Lena's here next. Wouldn't be New London Hospital Days Parade without this favorite trick car.
I think this is one of the highlights of the Hospital Days Parade every single year. I remember this as a kid, and it's just so great to see over the year. And we've never been asked to ride in it. I wish that would be extended one year, because I would like to try that out.
That is quite a treat. Okay, so it looks like we're heading into the 50s.
So this is when New London Hospital moved from right here at Tracy Memorial Library to County Road. And that happened in the late 50s. And now it's only begun to grow since then to the 1950s, and where they continue celebrating 100 years today.
Thank you, Bob and Linda Terrio, for carrying the banner. Topstone Barber is next.
Next, we have Joe McCarthy in a 1955 Chevy 210. Beautiful 1955 Chevy 210 wagon is owned by Joe and Heather McCarthy, who is one of the planners of today's parade and also a New London Hospital employee.
Now here we have all the people of faith walking together, marching in hope. The group represented in today's parade of all the Kearsarge area clergy, faith leaders, and community members coming together in fellowship and community. So many churches and communities of faith are represented today. Thank you so much.
Definitely. We're so excited to have all of them part of today's parade. It's the first time we've had a great show of a lot of area churches, and we're happy to have them. And the First Baptist Church of New London is pleased to have some of its eldest members riding in the parade today. They ride in Reed Clark's 1995 Mercedes-Benz E320, and one of the last handmade cars made by Mercedes.
Wonderful.
Who knew? You just learn something new every day while hosting the Hospital Days Parade.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we have the world's oldest Presbyterian, Hazel Nielsen, who is age 110, currently living in Sunapee, New Hampshire, and she is being driven in a 1963 Cadillac Eldorado, the last make of the Cadillac that had fins.
Really cool and great to have Hazel here. 110. She is even older than the New London Hospital.
She is, and I've had the privilege of interviewing her. The woman is sharp as a tack still to this day. Funny and engaging.
You might remember she is a huge Chicago Cubs fan, and when they won the World Series a couple years ago, I think she was the most spirited in the area. And this Saturday, you can come for a pancake breakfast at the Kearsarge Community Presbyterian Church from 7:30 to 10.
Perfect.
I love a pancake breakfast.
Hazel rocks.
There's Hazel.
Hazel does rock. I would agree. We're so excited to have her here.
And Kearsarge Community Presbyterian Church also is the founder of Feed the Freezer, where they've served over 10,000 meals to people in our area.
Really amazing. We're so happy to have them here. There's Hazel.
Hi, Hazel.
Glad to see you. She looks comfy in that Cadillac. Thank you to all of our area churches for being part of today's wonderful parade, and we're happy to have you here.
Let's take a short break from this 94th Annual Hospital Day Parade action for a few messages from the businesses that have made today's coverage possible.
YCN and Explore bring you 10 weeks of fun days. Every Monday, we'll be giving away tickets to the Polar Caves, a Last Chair restaurant certificate, a play all-day package at Mount Sunapee, which includes the aerial challenge, miniature golf, disc golf, chairlift rides, airbag jumps, climbing wall, and a dip in the lake. To enter, go to our YCN Now website and click on Fun Days Giveaway and fill in the info. It's easy. To learn more about these great attractions, watch Explore every day at 7:30 a.m. on YCN.
This YCN segment is brought to you by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948.
Welcome back to the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade. I'm Lynn Solomon, joined by Abby Peel.
All right, coming up next, we're thankful to have the Wilmot Fire Department in the parade. It's so wonderful that even though it's the New London Hospital Days Parade, so many of our area towns come out and celebrate and help us celebrate over 100 years of being together. And the Wilmot Engine 1 Fire Department, and you're from Wilmot, Lynn, so this is your hometown.
I am. That's my fire department. We still have a volunteer fire department, and we are so grateful to everybody who does both their day job and serves on the fire department. Thanks, gentlemen.
Okay, now we're rolling into the 1960s with this mother-daughter duo, Kim Novak and Molly Giles. Opened the 1960s portion of the parade with a banner showing Interstate 89's construction during the latter part of the decade. Another important moment in this area's history, the 1962 dedication of Buckland Beach on Little Lake Sunapee. And we're happy to have everybody there, and they're in their 1960s garb, which is wonderful.
Followed by the 1965 Ford Mustang, driven by Jeff Hopkins. Beautiful example of a Mustang.
Beautiful, and I think any car that's a convertible just must be so much fun to ride in a parade with. And coming up, we have Colonial Pharmacy, who's been a New London institution since 1967, and they're celebrating their first summer in their new location at 82 Newport Road. And we have Glenn Peralt throwing out some candy, and we're excited to see all of them and all the employees. And we would be lost without Colonial Pharmacy here in town. They have just about everything. So
if it's not at Colonial Pharmacy, you don't need it.
I totally agree. They're celebrating 50 years in New London, and we're thankful to have them here. And next we have a 60s themed Volkswagen Jetta. Looking great with some flower power. Love it. And another surrounding town, which we're happy to have here, the Sunapee Police Department, who in just a couple weeks is celebrating their 250th celebration. They're going to have a huge party on the weekend of the 17th. So be sure to head to Sunapee and help them celebrate.
And best theme winner coming up is King Ridge Days. We all remember King Ridge, 1961 to 1995. We've got Emma Westward, Victoria Crees, and Lily Brunetti carrying that banner. And winner of the best theme. Thank you, King Ridge.
And look at all this flow. And actually, this year they're handing out some King Ridge tokens that are being passed out to the crowd. And that's thanks to John McKenna and his own King Ridge collection.
And this Mad Hatter hat is on loan from the Ice House Museum. It's the original Mad Hatter hat that was worn when everyone dressed up in Alice in Wonderland and skied down the mountain. We're famous for that mountain.
I love even the old King Ridge ski jackets.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then we head to the Bicentennial, which was in 1979. New London turned 200, and that banner talks about the Bicentennial quilt, which now hangs at Tracy Memorial Library. And moving on to the New London Rec Department and Rec Director Scott Blewett driving the bus, the Rec Department bus, and they put on so many wonderful activities really for all ages. And we have a drop-off here too. Oh, and some candy for us. We love candy deliveries.
Candy for the announcers.
Thank you, Scott. And the rec department is home at Whipple Hall, which we talked about earlier when it was donated to the town in 1918.
Yes, also having its 100th anniversary this year.
Now this is another part of the parade where Lynn and I need to be quiet because the Kearsarge Community Band really overdoes us. We're so happy to have them back for another year, and let's take a listen. It might be a little scary to play an instrument and ride on the back of a flatbed in a parade. I think that's a lot going on.
I couldn't do it. Here we've got Miss Lake Sunapee and Miss Lake Sunapee Outstanding Teen and Lake Sunapee Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, this 2014 Audi convertible is driven by the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce Director, Patty McGoldrich.
Followed by New London Rotary Club. It was founded in 1978, incorporated in 1979, and serves the area through their many scholarships, literacy, and other service programs.
And we're very thankful. And they had a big pancake breakfast this morning. I bet they're still stuffed.
Sutton Police Department is next with their police cruiser. Thanks for coming today.
And some young little recruits again that maybe someday we'll see in the parade as police officers.
And the Sutton Fire Department is here again with their fire truck, engine number 2.
Such a great color red, and this is another volunteer fire department that we have in our surrounding towns, and we're thankful for all of them. Oh, and it wouldn't be a fire truck without a dog.
Oh, look at the fire dog.
In the window.
He's so cute.
Coming up next is CEO and President of New London Hospital, Bruce King.
Welcome to the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade. Since I joined New London Hospital as President and CEO in 2003, I've always been impressed with the community pride and support on display during this annual event. So many individuals put in long hours behind the scenes to bring this parade to Main Street, and I do my best to thank them all personally. I want to take this opportunity to thank our lead sponsors, Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, Chadwick Funeral Services, Newton Bartlett Funeral Home, League of New Hampshire Craftsmen, and the New London Historical Society. Thanks to your generosity and support, once again, for the 94th time, we celebrate all of our community efforts together. Thank you.
Welcome back to the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade. I'm Abby Peel, joined by my co-host, Lynn Solomon.
All right, we're rolling into my era next, Abby. I'm an 80s girl, and there's no denying that, yes, that is when I went to high school. In the 1980s, we saw the dedication in New London of Osmond Sargent Common and Mary Haddad Memorial Bandstand. Osmond Sargent Land Preservation Trust is honored to carry the banner honoring the Common, donated and named for its namesake, Osmond Sargent. Hello, B. Chambers. Thank you for carrying that banner for us. And there's a squirrel.
Yes, that is Seymour the Squirrel, who is brought to you today by Jenny Chambers and her daughter Annie. Seymour drives in style in a 1981 Mercedes SL owned and driven by Larry Dufault, who is accompanied by his 2 granddaughters. Great to see them and have them every year in the Hospital Days Parade.
They have protected so much land in our area. When you look around and you look at the green space, you can thank Osmond Sargent for the protection.
So many great volunteers, too, part of the Osmond Sargent. Mm-hmm. So we're thankful for them and being in the parade every single year.
We have next our banner, Loving Our Mountains and Lakes, carried by Rosemary Silverberg and Phoenix Stewart, reflecting on the importance of this region and more about our beautiful mountains and lakes. As the entries surrounding this banner demonstrate, we do love the beauty of our area. Like Donald Hall, who was nicely remembered in this parade, those of us who call this special place home were born to live in New Hampshire.
And perfectly followed by the Lake Sunapee Protective Association in Sunapee Harbor that does so much for our area lakes and keeping them safe and here for years to come. So we're thankful for them and happy to have you here.
Let's take a short break from this 94th Annual Hospital Day Parade action for a few messages from the businesses that have made today's coverage possible.
This YCN special is brought to you by Beltate's Building Product Specialist. No matter the projects, their experts will get you the materials you need. Bubba's Bar and Grill. Bubba's has all your favorites and much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Ledyard National Bank, plan well, live well. New London Recreation. And by Sunapee Recreation.
YCN and Explore bring you 10 weeks of fun days. Every Monday, we'll be giving away tickets to the Polar Caves, a last chair restaurant certificate, a play all day package at Mount Sunapee, which includes the aerial challenge, miniature golf, disc golf, chairlift rides, airbag jumps, climbing wall, and a dip in the lake. To enter, go to our YCN Now website and click on Fun Days Giveaway and fill in the info. It's easy. To learn more about these great attractions, watch Explore every day at 7:30 a.m. on YCN.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Welcome back to the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade. I'm Abby Peel, joined by my co-host, Lynn Solomon.
New London Fire Department utility with boat with Smokey the Bear on the back.
Yes, love to have them
It's
here.
an inflatable with a solid hull powered by a 40 horsepower outboard engine. It's responded to many of the water rescues and dive calls over the past 10 years. Thank you.
Fun to have them here, and it's a great resource to have in our town of the water boats. We appreciate them. Next is Mount Sunapee Resort. If you haven't been to Mount Sunapee Resort, then you just haven't been here in the winter. Mount Sunapee Resort is located in Newberry and a wonderful mountain for all ages to ski and snowboard. And they have a lot of wonderful summer activities as well, which is so great, including zip lining, which has become so popular.
So much fun. It's a year-round destination now, Mount Sunapee. And they have an antique gondola. Isn't that neat?
This is really neat, and we're excited to see this. And they have a brand new logo that they're just brought out this week, and we're excited to have them here in the parade. And there's our old friend Kurt. Hi, Kurt. Hi. Get a close-up on Kurt. We're glad to have him back. Hi, Kurt. So many great activities at Mount Sunapee Resort, and before you know it will be ski season again.
Well, yes. For better or for worse, it will be ski season soon. Beautiful new colors and logo to celebrate Mount Sunapee. Such a big part of the economy in our area.
Next we have is Chadwick Funeral Service, which has entered its 1989 Cadillac hearse in today's parade. Chadwick's, locally owned by Charlie and Marion Hafner, has been serving this region since 1913 and is a true family enterprise. The first owner was Marion's great uncle, Fred Presley. Marion's dad, Walton Chadwick, owned the business until 1991, and today the Hafner sons, Dan and Scott, have joined their parents in operating this New London institution. And if you don't know the Hafners, then you don't go to Dunkin' Donuts or walk down Main Street enough, because that is their territory, and we're thankful to have them here and all the wonderful work they do for this area.
Up next, banner from the 1990s, the big ice storm. I remember it well.
I was just moving here.
1998. It was the storm of the century, lasting 3 days, crippling New London and forcing the town to declare a state of emergency. The National Guard came to town, as did power companies from all around the East Coast. The town and surrounding areas truly rallied to get back to normal, and it took several weeks.
It was quite the devastation, and the pictures are just amazing to look back year after year. Now we're excited to have Colby Sawyer College in this year's parade, and we have Malika Skidmore driving a very fun Jeep Wrangler, if I do say so myself, with the president of Colby Sawyer College in the back. And thank you for all being part of this, and even someone on a Segway. I think this is the first time we've ever had a Segway in the New London Hospital Days Parade, so thank you for doing that. And the Colby Sawyer Campus Safety Vehicle, they do a lot for not only the campus of Colby Sawyer, but for the town as well. So thank you for keeping everyone safe who's part of the Colby Sawyer family.
They're so generous to share their facilities with the town.
Oh,
Very
I
nice
know.
town and gown. Thank you so much.
And we have the Adventures in Learning, which provides adult education in affiliation with Colby Sawyer College. They have some really great activities for all ages to participate and keep your education flowing.
Absolutely. You're never too old to keep learning, and it gives us some great things to do in the winter months.
Yes.
Take some classes and learn something new.
And we have the Colby Sawyer mascot, the Charger. That's a great color.
Mm-hmm.
He looks great, and he's really in spirit this
Victor
year.
the Charger. Yes.
And here comes our Adventure in Learning. And I have to say, this Adventures in Learning banner is brought up behind a 1960s Rolls Royce. And that is a beautiful car.
You'd look good in that car.
Yes, thank you. And I think I would as well. How do I get a ride in that? Beautiful. Just absolutely beautifully taken care of.
Next we have Woodcrest Village, and they're fishing off the back of their car.
No,
there.
I think they're blowing bubbles.
Oh,
huge
look
bubbles.
Look at those bubbles. Wow. So they are blowing bubbles in reflection of life in New London. Woodcrest Village has had its origin in senior communal living since 1984, has been owned by Linda and Gary Brenner, and now their daughter Bethany, who's been active since 1984.
And they have one of the best places to watch the parade right there on Main Street, and all the chairs lined up. So I think they got the best place in town. Okay, we're coming into our new century. The Cupola Park is going to open this month here in New London, and that really wraps up the 100 years of the hospital here and being in the town of New London. I'm really excited to see that Cupola Park from the 1941 building.
Absolutely. So we have the COA next, Council on Aging, represented by Storm Connor driving his purple antique car.
Look at that thing. It even has LED lights on the side. He's dressed to the nines, which we appreciate, with bubbles and some COA members in the back. Oh, a little tip of the hat. I love it.
And more bubbles.
And next we have the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice. Had its origins in the late 1960s here in New London and early 1970s, and today provides visiting nursing and hospice care to more than 25 New Hampshire towns and regions. We're excited to have so many staff members in the parade today.
New London Energy Committee and Village Sports welcome the future of transportation with these electric cars. There will be an electric vehicle expo on September 9th at the New London Historical Society. Many of those electrical vehicles are featured in today's parade. And we've got the Noel Eastman car going by us as well. I
love that blue color, and I love when he comes in that parade because it's such a great dump truck.
So there's our electric cars. That's about as big as my Prius, that little red car right there.
I'm surprised she fits in that. So these electric bikes are really cool, and there's flowers on the front provided by Alley Oops right next door to Village Sports, and I'm excited to see how these work. Mm-hmm. And then a Tesla followed up in the right appropriate color for Village Sports, a nice blue color, really just bringing in the electric theme of the Village Sports float.
It is the future, yes.
Oh, look at the big plug on the back. That is probably pretty accurate.
And then we've got New London Day. This was the first New London Day was this May of 2018, in hopes that it will become an annual event organized by local residents Gary Facone, Gina Edmonds, and Ben Cushing. It was a town-wide effort to pick up litter and trash throughout the area. So this banner is carried by Gary Facone and Katie Daly, with Tucker and Andrew Cushing showing the community-wide effort that took place to keep New London the beautiful place it is.
Really great tradition. I hope it only continues for years to come. And next is probably one of the prettiest floats. It's always the best. And they,
hi Greg,
Spring Ledge Farm on the tractor's owner Greg Berger. And I love that they throw out flowers. It's just that much prettier. Makes Main Street so pretty.
Look at that, gorgeous. It's so nice to have that in the center of our town. Always a beautiful garden.
Love driving by there.
Let's take a short break from this 94th Annual Hospital Day Parade action for a few messages from the businesses that have made today's coverage possible.
YCN and Explore bring you 10 weeks of fun days. Every Monday, we'll be giving away tickets to the Polar Caves, a Last Chair restaurant certificate, a play all-day package at Mount Sunapee, which includes the aerial challenge, miniature golf, disc golf, chairlift rides, airbag jumps, climbing wall, and a dip in the lake. To enter, go to our YCN Now website and click on Fun Days Giveaway and fill in the info. It's easy. To learn more about these great attractions, watch Explore every day at 7:30 a.m. on YCN.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Welcome back to the 94th Annual Hospital Days Parade. I'm Lynn Solomon, joined by Abby Peel.
Next we have a beautiful antique Buick convertible, that beautiful white color. Oh, that's amazing. And looks to be decked out in a couple different themes, USA, and we got some flowers on the back, and even a stuffed dog, I'm thinking, in the passenger seat. I don't know, that dog's not moving.
Followed up by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. A new entry to the parade this year. They're carrying some flowers, and they've got their employees walking alongside in blue, throwing out candy. Thank you for joining us this year.
They have a great turnout of employees, and looks like families and kids of all ages. Glad to have them in here. And yeah, that is a beautiful float. Look at those beautiful flowers.
Oh, representing all their different clients in the back. I think that's what those stakes are. And here's Tiger Mountain Karate.
And they usually do a demonstration, which looks like they're going to do, so let's take a minute to watch. Really great to see, and we love that they are able to perform in the middle of the parade, which is so fun.
Wow.
Really wonderful, and I'm glad
Thank
that
you.
they do that and we don't have to
That's
try
right.
and
That's
participate.
right. Yes, I'll stay up here any day
we'll
as long
watch
as I
them.
don't need to do that.
Now, a really fun organization in town is the Kearsarge Youth Hockey Association, and members of the youth hockey are actually playing street hockey, it looks like, in this year's parade. And they're a great organization, and really of all ages can participate and play hockey.
Right, and some of the best players in professional hockey come from the Northeast. And
Right.
It's organizations like Kearsarge Youth Hockey that
They're gonna play
make
a
that
quick game.
happen. Score!
Oh, I love it. Nicely done. No pressure.
They even have a
Nicely
goalie
done
in
again.
there.
Come on, goalie. This is really what the New London Hospital Days is all about, is community and showing off all the great young talents of all the people that are part of our community.
Nice. Very good.
Next, we have one of our newest neighbors to Main Street is the Blue Loon Bakery, and we're excited to have them and all their yummy new tasty treats. So welcome to town, and in a great logoed truck.
Yes, beautiful new location. Love the loon on the front of the van there, followed by Unleashed with their new promotional van. Look at that. That is gorgeous.
So they just brought in delivery service from Unleashed. You can now have your dog or cat food delivered right to your house, which is one less stop you have to make in your errand to-do list. So.
And they're followed by Stacy's Smoothies.
In Sunapee Harbor, a great treat to have in the summer, and it's a pretty fun Jeep they're driving into. They're open for just a couple more weeks till the summer wraps up in Sunapee Harbor, so be sure to check them out. And I like their slogan, healthy in the harbor.
Absolutely, and this is their first year in the parade, so we thank them for joining us.
They have been doing yoga at Mount Sunapee in their fruit costumes, which is always fun to see.
Right, and they are a spin-off of Stacy's Chips, which we all know is our biggest trouble in the grocery store when we walk by them.
I open the bag while I grocery shop. And we're getting to the end of the Hospital Days Parade here. Sarah Humphreys and Annie Sheehy, a New London Hospital employee and intern, carry a banner expressing the gratitude of the New London Hospital for 100 years of support from the residents of New London and surrounding communities and the region. What a nice way to end this 100th anniversary parade. And thank you for giving us a reason to celebrate. That's the fun of it.
What a deluxe parade this year. 100 entries for the 100th anniversary. And we've got the Goshen Firetruck here.
This is just another great way to show our community. Our surrounding towns are all part of our great New London community, and we're happy to have them here. And we're going to end the parade, as always, with the New London Police Department in their truck and cruiser. And they even have some, looks like arrestees, young arrestees in the back of the truck.
Oh, no.
I hope they're let out.
I think those kids must have watched too much TV and their parents sent them.
Right, ate too much candy. We're so thankful to have the New London Hospital, or New London Police Department help with all the activities that happen during New London Hospital Days, including shut down Main Street for us for an hour, which can't be an easy task, so thank you to them.
What a great parade. I have to say, it's one of the best I've ever seen anywhere.
Well, New London Hospital had to go big for 100 years, so we're happy to have all of you here today. Thank you for helping us celebrate. I'm Abby Peel alongside Lynn Solomon, and we will see you again next year.
Since I joined New London Hospital as President and CEO in 2003, I've always been impressed with the community pride and support on display during this annual event. So many individuals put in long hours behind the scenes to bring this parade to Main Street, and I do my best to thank them all personally. I want to take this opportunity to thank our lead sponsors, Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, Chadwick Funeral Services, Newton Bartlett Funeral Home, League of New Hampshire Craftsmen, and the New London Historical Society. Thanks to your generosity and support, once again, for the 94th time, we celebrate all of our community efforts together. Thank you.
This YCN special is brought to you by Beltate's Building Product Specialist. No matter the projects, their experts will get you the materials you need. Bubba's Bar and Grill. Bubba's has all your favorites and much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Ledyard National Bank, plan well, live well. New London Recreation. And by Sunapee Recreation. This YCN segment is brought to you by La Valley Building Supply and Middleton Building Supply.